guys, welcome back to Three Generations Restoration. We got ourselves a new project we just picked up. This is a 1958 John Deere 420 utility, as the serial number says right here. Serial number is 134526. So we searched that up on tractor data, and that kind of brings it to the 1958 year. I think it was the last year they made these, before they went to the 30 series. A couple things wrong with it. Engine's stuck. Tried turning it over here. Obviously, there's not much to get leverage on. Do have a cracked manifold here, which is no big deal. I'll figure that out. So we looked through the block, looked for cracks and anything like that before we bought it. Checked the oil. Oil looks, I mean, it's black, but it doesn't have water in it. So we're like, okay, maybe we'll be able to pull it. So here's another issue we ran into. This was completely solid before. This goes side to side, but you can't get it in any gears, which is a problem when you want to pull an engine or try to get an engine unstuck. You want to kind of be able to pop the engine and get it in gear. So we're going to have to investigate that cause. As of all the tin, we got the front nose is here. It's not in bad shape, just a little bit of damage here, and the hood's in real good shape. Radiator's there, and all the miscellaneous parts are just right now laying on the ground. We picked this tractor up for around $450, which we thought was a pretty good deal. It looks like we got water coming out of the rear end, so that could be a reason why our transmission isn't really doing anything. So what we'll do is we're going to try to get into this gear case here and hopefully free this up so we can possibly get the engine turning over. So I'm going to get some sockets and get my impact, and we're going to go ahead and pop this off. Alright guys, we got a 9/16 swivel socket so we can get on these, and we're going to go ahead and pop this bottom cover off. So all it is I think it's 7 bolts, 9/16, so let's go ahead and get these off. I can already smell some old transmission oil coming from the hole, so I'm hoping there isn't a lot of water in here, but you never know. Here's the last one. Alright, so by the looks of it, I don't think this is just gonna, oh, maybe it will. Thought it wasn't gonna freely come off, but looks like it will. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to put an arrow on the screen of what I'm pointing at, but we're going to be taking off the hydraulic pump cover. It's about 8 bolts. We're going to be using a ground down half-inch socket, 1/4-inch drive, and it does look like a tough task at first if you're going to be working on your own tractor, but to be honest with you, this came out way easier than I thought. So unfortunately, I don't get to show me unbolting or talking about it, so I'll just kind of put an arrow on the screen to show you what I'm talking about, and show you how it comes off. Alright, so we got all the bolts out without breaking any, which is good. We're going to go ahead now and pull this off. I'm expecting a little bit of oil we can kind of see here. Oh, well, we're going to have a little bit more than I thought. So I was a little bit unclear on how I pulled this shifter rod and fork assembly out. All I pretty much did was I pushed the PTO to disengage position, moved the 3-point arms into all the way down on the machine and kind of wiggled out the shifter fork assembly and got it to the point where I was able to pull it out. So what you're seeing now is the gears in neutral position, and we'll go over that more in the video. Okay guys, so you saw me get that top off with the shifter, and you can see down here we got the counter shaft with all the gears on it, and then I think this is the one input shaft, I'm not too positive. Gear here is free, you can see it's moving back and forth. This gear here is stuck. This gear here is free. And all of these are going to stay a certain way. The fork won't be able to push these at least. So we're going to have to free up the this gear here and kind of clean up the spline and all in that and give it a nice oil change. I soaked it with some PB Blaster and a little bit of gunk we had and let it sit for a little bit, and then we're going to try to get that gear kind of freed up on that spline. Okay, so here's another issue we found. Obviously you saw that the shifter wasn't going in gear, but each fork here, I mean, you can see is pretty damn stuck, and you can kind of see how much rust is on each of the shafts. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the sandblaster, get all the rust off of the shafts, lube them up, and hopefully they'll break themselves free. And obviously if doing the sandblasting and lubing it up doesn't work, we're going to obviously have to go another route and punch out all the shafts and really clean them up, but I hope I don't have to do that. So that's going to be a thing for tomorrow. We're going to come back here in the morning and start on that. Okay guys, so I did a initial sandblast. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some emery cloth and emery cloth up all these surfaces and hopefully be able to maybe put a little lube in all these holes and take a little ball peen or a punch and see if I can't get all these to move. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so while you watch me emery cloth all the shafts on the shifter fork assembly, my dad and my grandpa are in the background freeing up the other gear that was stuck on the spline that I had showed you guys previously. They're just using PB Blaster and a 2x4, and they did end up freeing up that gear. It didn't take too much pressure, but they also did notice that the PTO was stuck in the engaged position, which was the only way to get out the shifter fork assembly. So they did fix that. That PTO shaft does now engage and disengage. Okay, so I got the top and bottom as good as I'm going to get with emery cloth. I'm going to have to try to get this middle. It's going to be a little tough, but I think I can get it done. The only real pitting I noticed is on this top one, and as long as it gets lube in there and I can free it up, we should be okay. So let's go ahead and get the center done. Looks like this one's moving. Alright guys, it looks like we're getting this one to move. You can kind of see here. So what I'll do is I'll hit this one till it bottoms out, clean it up again. Looks like we need to go some more. Alright guys, so we got this one all the way out. So what I'll do now is hit this with some emery cloth, hit this with some emery cloth from the wire brush, and actually I might go to the sandblaster real quick and get that cleaned up, that a little bit better. Alright, so I cleaned up the ends here. I got a little bit of trans hydraulic oil, and we're gonna go ahead and lube this thing up now and move it back and forth. Hopefully get it nice and free. So we'll go here, here, get this bad boy lubed up. Hopefully she will free up. So we'll hit this gently now back. Now we're back in neutral. Let's go back this way now. It's starting to really free up. There we go. You can feel the detents working still too, so here's what it should be looking like. And that is perfect. That's exactly what we want, guys. Alright guys, I want you guys to tell me if she starts to come free. Oh yeah, she's going. And that right there is as far as it'll go that way. So I'll do what I did last time, and there's a little area down in there I'm gonna have to quick emery brush. Then we'll hit it the other way and get it so we got our detents like this one here. So we're getting there. It's actually getting pretty loose. That's good. Oh yeah, there it goes, guys. There's the detent. There's the detent. There's that detent. There's that detent. So it's looking like our first two things here are looking pretty good, and you can kind of see I can move them with the lever now. There's that gear, that gear. And in the middle is neutral, and you go to the next one. Oh, I lost it. There's neutral again. So we got the last one to do now. The last one's still stuck. And I think the last one here is probably going to be the worst one, but we'll see. So we're going to go ahead and punch this fork this way, and it's going to pretty much just, I think all it's going to do is hit to the other side of this fork, and that's all it can do, because I think this is the 5th gear overdrive gear. So let's go ahead and try it. It's definitely freeing up too, which is good. There it is. So there's 5th gear. Alright, let's go ahead and test this out now. Okay guys, so we got the shifter temporarily in here. We're going to obviously have to put it back in with the gasket, Permatex, get all this oil out, but we're going to throw a few bolts in and test to see how the shifter really works and go from there. Alright guys, so we got the shifter temporarily on the tractor. We're going to go ahead and test out how it shifts. So we're in there. 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 Just kind of go like this to free up all the splines. But it seems like we got every gear, which is good. So now what we'll do is take this off and re-gasket / permatex it, clean it up good, and permanently install it back onto the tractor. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and flush out some of the water and goo that was in the bottom of the transmission. I got a little bit of diesel. You can use kerosene, even gasoline, but it's so expensive. I'm just going to pour it in and kind of get some of the goo out. So slowly down in there. Coming out?
Yeah. Bringing chunks out.
Should I blow some air down there?
No, I think you're good.
And that cleaned up the transmission case inside here pretty good. It got rid of most of the rust. So you guys can kind of see in here. We do got a little bit of surface rust, but it's not looking too bad. So this PTO is also stuck, but we're good to go now. It engages and disengages, so that's good. All right, we're gonna take the coil off now. This nut's got to come off and this nut. Or just leave it dangle. Alright. Okay, we're going to get this little oil line off now. There, get that out of the way. Now we'll take the valve cover off. 11/16 socket. Alright, we're going to have to get a rubber mount to get this bad boy out of here. Here.
Back when the rubber's stuck in the wood.
There we go.
There it went.
Oh, Yovering. Well, guys, I think we got ourselves a rusty engine here. Kind of see how rusty it is. No wonder it wasn't turning over. I think this is in the running for probably worst head I've seen. So, all right, so we're gonna get this heat shield off now. You guys can see right here. I got this bolt loose, and I'm gonna loosen up this bolt here.
What was this about?
I don't know. All right, so what we're gonna have to do now is get this mechanism off of here. I think it's 2 bolts. Yeah, two 1/2-inch bolts, or maybe 9/16 actually. Nope, 1/2 inch. 2 1/2-inch bolts hold this whole mechanism on here, so you can get the water piping out of our way. So we'll go ahead and get this piece off.
Take a picture of this, if you could, or I'll get my phone and do it.
Yeah.
Because the spring's going to come off of here.
Is it? All right, so we got to get this little water piping thing out of here. 2 bolts here. We got to cut these zip ties here so to get the temperature sensor loose. We're just going to kind of bring these over, and we're just going to leave it just hang. I don't want to replace the sensor. It looks like it was just replaced, so go ahead and get that out now. You're gonna Okay guys, so we should be able to pop this water piping out of here.
Set on top of the gas tank, huh?
And we'll just set it right here for now. Up on top of the gas tank. Just out of our way, so...
Now we need to lay it back up.
Yep. We need to take this rocker arm off. And I believe it's an 11/16. We're going to go a little bit at a time because I unfortunately don't know how stuck this is on here. There it is. Definitely warm. Ooh, that's really hot. Holy jeez. Okay, yeah, don't touch that. That was hot. This one took the stud out, which was what I wanted to have happen. Alright, we're going to take the rocker arm out. Just like that. That's going to need disassembled.
Gasket's good.
Alright guys, leave a comment down below. Do you think we can reuse this gasket? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Alright guys, so what I did was vacuumed a little bit of the rust out of here. We're going to go ahead now and get all the head bolts off. So we got a 13/16 socket here. Let's go ahead and break these bad boys loose. Here's the last one. Alright, get all the bolts out and we're going to try to tap the head loose. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and pull the head out of this tractor. All the bolts are out. We're going to hopefully finagle it out of here. Oh, I got to go the other way. there it is. First impressions, not too bad. I think the cylinder walls aren't too bad, guys. I think this is going to work out pretty good. So I think we're gonna probably what we're gonna do is clean up. Well, first, obviously, get it unstuck, clean it up, and get this bad boy running. So I think.
You can start it on this.
So we gave it a few initial wraps with the hammer. We gave it a few initial hits with the hammer, and it looks like we might be getting some movement. So we're gonna go ahead and try this again.
Got it?
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Yep. It's going up. Piston's going up, guys.
You moved it and I crushed the whole distributor.
Oh. No, the wood's split. Alright, guys, so I'm sure you saw our little mishap. Hammer hit here, broke the rotor, it broke the top cap, but we got all that stuff. So the main thing is the engine is nice and free now. Hit the starter. Oh yeah. So we got ourselves a free engine now. So I think we're gonna call it an episode. I think we're getting obviously the transmission unstuck, getting the engine apart. I think the next episode we're gonna be getting it unstuck, getting it running, and go from there. See what else other work it may need. I do think the clutch is stuck. That would require splitting the tractor, so we'll obviously go from there. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like.